Peace, y'all. Welcome to this www.vibegarden.org Love Beams and Lo-Fi Money Reading. I won't be going into any astrology or anything like that too heavy. Just only as the messages come. I am going to be working with the Sublime Vibes Oracle, Kiss Oracle, Quantum Root Oracle, and possibly Space Girl cards. We're going to have a look at what's going on with your finances. All right, something is definitely coming up around those of you who like to work with crystal healing, the vitality that can help to bring more light to the root chakra level of ruby, even garnet. You know, you could, especially if you're wearing it on the left side of your body, the feminine side of your body can help you to reawaken pathways that perhaps you've given up on that actually hold a lot of light, and pathways that open to wealth if you're moving consistently, stably, and with confidence. All right. There's definitely ancestral blessings on those pathways. You have undergone things that have proven the purity of your heart. The Virgin Heart card from the Kiss Oracle shows up in the reward placement, as well as you have come into like the midpoint of higher pathways of discernment. Keep It Simple Starseed comes up. The overall energies for this reading speak to the sacral chakra. So it's the Sacred Depths of You Light Dance is the card that comes up, and You Are a Loving Illuminated Being is the higher pathway that's being accessed in regards to that. So You Are a Loving Illuminated Being is a 1D card, which vibrates to the root chakra, but this is about bringing light into that pathway. The subtext of this card is draw in the light. Draw in light to your pathways. Literally go outside every day for the next 10 weeks and sit in sunlight for 10 minutes. You know, regardless of how the seasons are forming around you, this is a synchronized reading. So it is going to resonate with your situation whenever you tune in, you know, whenever you kind of found yourself aligning with it. The Sacred Depths of You Light Dance is bringing it. This is an energy indication that light is returning to sacral chakra pathways of a supreme level of joy, even a sublime light in those pathways. Some of you may have felt like that was disrupted by others, or it actually was disrupted by others, but this is a reclaiming of deep psychological real estate, high astral psychological positioning, the accreditation in the accreditation sense. I don't know how else to put it. Like earned, you were it's a designation that's given to you, a golden designation. This is reawakening rather beautifully. The energies are beautiful here. The activation card in the reading is mindful play. It is important, if you're feeling like you don't know what to do with your time, to put one foot in front of the other and get things done. This, you can rely on lists, you can listen to motivators, you can join like different programs, you know, like do your research, make sure you're not being scammed, but like you can find an aid of some sort to assist you with developing a foundational habits in these pathways for the next 7 to 8 weeks that allow for you to get things completed, feel good about it, and move on to the next scene, whether it's a rest scene or a play scene. But this is to get you out of a mindset of perpetual grunt work. This does have to do with ancestral pathways of working very, very hard and getting very, very little. And this is what you are transmuting now. How fast or how slow you ultimately decide to, depending upon how you move along this path. Destined, and you can do this. You incarnated with the ability to overcome all of this as far as like lack consciousness, poverty consciousness, and to rise very high because you already possess the skills. You came in with a higher level of intelligence, and that aligns with your ability to take action in ways that others find it very hard to effectively mimic, or even race you to or beat you to. So, you know, speaking too much about your plans is not the best idea. So keep it vague if you're going to talk about your plans at all, because you may have people around you that try to get information about what you're going to do next. Monitoring spirits. Props to Julie Mango on YouTube. She's awesome. Destined to Remember is speaking really about star aligned, destined pathways of higher heart, impacts that you can have on the collective with supreme, even sublime talents that you came in with and developed, more than notable, or at very least an honorary level of notable. And it is fast becoming a time to cease hiding that. And some of you may do well to acquire representation that you can trust, have really good agreements, have your lawyer read your lawyer, read whatever your lawyer put together. Kinds of energy might be important around this in the next, 9 months from now. But this is an energy of letting people kind of do the representing for you so that you can focus on your creative work or whatever it is you do. You might be someone who speaks with the other side, some sort of medium, have an agent. This is a good time to have an office between you and whomever might seek your attention, services, or presence in a performative matter. And this is so that you can focus on the pathway without unnecessary distractions, saboteurs, those who are trying to hitch their wagon as you go up into higher star designations to anchor, to anchor in light, to anchor the pathways in your light emanation of higher heart. You have, and that's in the manifest emanation area. So this is also talking about like discovery, kind of discovery, any day people discovering you and you dealing with an abundant flood, not dealing with, but enjoying an abundant flood of people recognizing what you're bringing, recognizing what you're bringing to the table and celebrating it. There's a claim here. And representation is super important. Also, investment is important, right? Because, tides change, cycle change, and you want to avoid eating too much, so to speak, as abundance comes your way, and make sure that you are being aware of seasonal symbolic realities of winter months, so that your investments can help to cover you if there are going to be times where there's a decrease in how much is coming in. But you're definitely moving without question towards an increase of what is coming in. And there are ways to work with that wisely and in a maintenance way. At the time of this recording, the South Node's in Virgo. So we're talking about maintenance, habit, routines. What's the framework? What's the protocol? What's the process? I want it all. Palladian, higher stellar frequencies, and Dream Forever is a shared supportive baseline. There's a lot of release taking place. Some of it is like just a kind of like a mild, I don't know if I should say mild, but like a jealousy energy that, it may not have been fully acted through, but just something that was held from, held in someone's system. This may be something that interrupted your pathways forward, but it's being removed now from a lower etheric reality. This can show up in groups or communities of some kind, including families, friends, frenemies, air quotes, lovers, pseudo lovers. It's time for that to be cleared out now, so it's no longer bringing the energies to your path. This is in the area of expansion, and it's the I Want It All card. Get in alignment with that golden light. I recommend listening to Michael Jackson's music, especially like the thriller era of Michael Jackson is coming up. Some of you who are, you might be working through things or clearing detractors off the pathways. I recommend the Bad album for that. It's definitely a solar plexus chakra level of clearing pathways that already have golden anchoring of light. And it's just a matter of you getting into proper alignment and disallowing detractor energies to interfere in pathways that are yours. It's really giving get the pest spray and clear them out of your astral reality. That will clear them out of your physical scene. Yay. Because child, it's been crazy out here. Dreaming Bliss is the shift card here. This is about shared dreaming experiences. This could be visions for what you'd like to see happen on the earth plane. This can also speak to like manifestation groups. Like we have one at vibegarden.org, www.vibegarden.org, tier 2. We have a moon magnetics group. If you're interested, visit the website. There can be a quick little plug, right? There can be an empowerment after hardship and trauma in groups that are serious about rising to a higher octave, people who are coming with a well-meaning energy. So someone needs to hear that. Joining programs that exist, forming your own, ethically, of course. And we have a level up consciousness card that came up for y'all, which is Green Aquarian Moonwave. This energy, it feels like a very sublime level of like 6D earth energy, or a 6D land-based energy. Earth is an element. There's an instant manifestation energy with this. It's really like props to Dumbledore. When in the dark, one only needs to remember to turn on the light. I don't remember if that's exactly how it goes. That's probably paraphrased, but it is that alignment. It's like, oh, did you forget? Did you forget the seeds you planted of light that they're just about to bloom? Did you forget that? It come away from the energies of like hanging your head and resigning yourself to negative experiences that are out of time persecuting you. They're out of time. There's no more measure for them to try to force, steal, to extend, to try to attach to you. These can be people who have been jealous of you in past lives, in this life. They don't even have to be on the earth plane, not trying to freak anybody out. But it could be a family situation, jealous of the family line. It really, apply it where it resonates with you. But that chapter is closing so quickly. It's a fast closing chapter, and you accelerate that. I don't know if that's the exact right word, but like you quicken the pace of how that door closes, like at different levels, different timelines. And within the turning of cycles, the more that you look towards what you enjoy, what's for you, and realistically what you can have based on your skills, your talents, how pleasant you are, the integrity you come with, you're good to others, all of these things, of course, those same resonances in whatever style that's a harmonic can come your way as well. If you are putting that kind of energy out, that energy can absolutely connect with your pathway and be returned, right? There can be exchanges of a higher heart harmonic of universal love. So it's important to look in that direction rather than in the direction of anything that's using a detractor energy to try to get you to look at timelines that have nothing for you. And even if those timelines try to make it look like they have something for you, it's breadcrumbing, it's future faking, it's, oh, look over here, let me hold up your time so that you miss that golden door that's right there to the right, because I ain't really going to do nothing for you. I might sprinkle some crumbs on your pathway, but at the end of the day, I'm just holding you up type energy from whomever is trying to do that to you. Whether they're conscious of it or not, you know what I'm saying, is sometimes I feel like it's irrelevant, because if someone's sitting there like giving you the barest minimum, but they know you're a star, you know what I'm saying? And they know it's like, maybe it's from the other side of the veil, right? Because a portion of us comes into the physical. There is more of us on the other side, as I've learned it. If they know you're supposed to have some good things and there's some weird reason that they're playing you cheap, it's time for you to stop playing yourself cheap by proxy of others, and start to look to what actually should be aligning with you, and then it can. So really strong on ignore the detractors. Like they're giving you nothing or next to nothing. They mean nothing to your pathways forward. If they're not contributing light, and like genuine light where you could feel that the intentions are right in it, You know, it doesn't matter what anyone's saying. It matters how they're really vibrating. So with that said, I'm not going to keep this going for too long. That pretty much covers it. You're coming into a time where a lot of energies that were lodged against you are going to have been for some folks already. But they're going to start flipping back on the people who projected negativity at you or try to breadcrumb you or play games with you. And they're just going to deal with their own energy. So try not to feel guilty about that, because at the end of the day, people pay for what they do. And you really should be focusing on what's going on for you. You know what I'm saying? Like on the pathways ahead, and like who aligns with you in a harmonic, who wants to see you succeed, who genuinely has love for you, and it's not a trauma bond or a leechy parasitic thing while they're smiling in your face but draining of you of energy, because either they have that habit pattern of doing that to people, or they really don't like people because of their own resentments, but they like to use people because they don't want to feel alone. Like, there are things going on that are not always readily apparent that are actually driving the reason people are in connections. Some people find themselves in connections with some of the aforementioned types of people because they don't know their worth. They don't know their worth well enough to realize that you can actually have relationships that feel right. The way this will impact your money, you know, really heeding some of the messages that came through in here, is you can start to move towards, and it's important that you start to move towards what is going to extend fruit to you, fruit with light in it, right? What is going to be pleased that you're in your light, rather than attempt to prevent you from going into your light because of their own insecurity or covetousness of you, or desire to just keep leeching off of you. Some people might be afraid that as you go up into a higher success energy, you improve your financial pathways, that they will no longer be relevant. And the reality here is that this is not something you can worry about right now. You really can't be concerned with other people's very selfish, egocentric insecurities. They'll be all right. Whatever they need to heal, they can heal. I feel like as a collective, you've been doing your best to heal, and there's just this energy of other people's energy trying to prevent that from happening. I recommend more time in the sun. More time in the sun for you. More time allowing the light to come in. Less time allowing others access to project onto you. Rest, hydrate, move towards actions that bring light into your pathways. And that which is bringing, just kind of gloss over, like something's trying to bring darkness to your pathways. It's okay if your attention drifts on that. And they're like, are you listening? Huh? What? That's cool. Because you know what? If they're draining your energy and it's not value they're seeking to extend to you, I feel like it's okay, take it as it resonates, but I feel like it's okay to let your attention drift. And they can see a little bit of themselves. They can see that they're being draining, that they're not offering light right now. So of course your attention slipped. You know what I mean? So I hope that y'all found this helpful. I'm going to close out here. For those of you who are interested in sessions, you can visit www.vibegarden.org. We have sessions that start at 45 minutes with the cards. It could be an oracle, or it could be the playing card oracle. There are also natal readings, transit readings, or both. Chakra analysis, whole bunch of things we do over there. Go to the front page of www.vibegarden.org, click on the Green Vibes and Sessions button. There's a membership there for those of you who feel like you're going to want to be receiving a discount for future sessions, and you'll be able to access certain prices and listings that aren't available to visitors. But if you're a visitor and you're like, hey, I'm probably only going to want to get an astrology reading every now and again, then we do have the visitor reading available where you can get a very thorough reading. And that is pretty much it, y'all. I thank you so much for tuning in. Stay excellent. Until again, peace.